Hello everyone and welcome to the first of two unboxings we are doing this month for the November releases for Marvel Crisis Protocol. We have CP 40 and 41 for you today, the Wolverine and Sabertooth box and the Cyclops and Storm, the first releases of the X-Men. Come back again tomorrow and we'll take a look at the majority villains. Obviously Sabretooth is here, but this is 3 heroes, 1 villain. Tomorrow we will look at the majority villains, Magneto, Toad, Mystique, and then Beast is also there. Atomic Mass Games aren't doing any releases for December, so these are going to have to tide us over till January, or longer if it's just Enchantress and Angela, given that most people already have them from the UK release. But anyway, I've been looking forward to this. I like Wolverine, I like Cyclops. I like Storm, but her card got leaked, officially leaked I mean, ahead of her release, and I must say, it was incredibly disappointing to see. Like, if you're not familiar with Storm from the comics, she is scarily powerful. If you're only familiar with the X-Men from the 90s cartoon, it might not be as apparent. Although I don't think she has a fail compilation like Jean Grey does. If you've never went to YouTube and googled, like, I think the video is just called Jean Grey is Useless. It's a compilation of everything she ever did in the 90s cartoon, and it's nothing but fail. It's wonderful. Anyway, okay, so it does come with alternative head sculpts for Wolverine. You can have him unhooded or hooded. His assembly seems pretty okay. Similar to, I think he takes that pose in Marvel vs. Capcom after he does his Berserker Barrage. So very similar to that. You've got to attach his forearms and his elbows to his arms. That's about it. Sabertooth looks absolutely fine to me. Oh wait, no, never mind. Except this part. This is the only place on YouTube you'll get supreme judgment on a pointless assembly, sticking his hair to his head. What a pointless thing. What would you want to mod that would stop you wanting that done ahead of time? No excuse. No excuse. Now, as always, we have the usual bases. Also, I don't want this to be a downer, but they've been showing off previews of the Inhumans. That's their big release, at least for early next year, which is awesome. They've been showing off Black Bolt, Medusa, Crystal, etc. They still have these same bases. Do sci-fi bases, for goodness sake. Anyway, I mean, they live on the moon, don't they? That is Wolverine's, with the 2 head sculpts there. Logan without his hood and with. Simple enough. And then similarly sized, although his torso is much longer and larger, we have Sabertooth himself. Again, absolutely no complaints with Atomic Mass Games sprue. They do good work. Now though, put that box to one side. Now though, here comes the fun stuff. I've seen both their cards ahead of time as well. I haven't seen the tactics cards or anything like that though. I don't remember being disappointed or otherwise. So we have X-Men affiliation tokens, we have alternative days and activate tokens, just so you can tell the two teams apart, which is actually kind of nice. That'll be Brotherhood of Mutants markers, because Sabertooth is here. And yeah, okay. So we have 1-2 punch, exceptional healing, I like that picture, and Weapon X program. Those are 3 fantastic bits of art, I like them a lot. And if I remember rightly, Sabertooth and Wolverine have a new rule called Healing Factor. It's a passive, obviously. I'm sure Deadpool will have it as well. And the way it works is at the end of your activation, you heal for the amount in a bracket. So that's unaffiliated when an active character targets an enemy character with an attack that is within 2 of another allied character, both play 1. Add 2 to... Isn't that exactly the same as another card? In fact, isn't it the one called 1-2 punch? I might be going crazy, but I'm sure there's already a tactics card that does this. Either way, I love the art. Which artist was that? Yeah, Carlos Cabrera does really, really good work for this game. Exceptional healing. Unaffiliated reactive. When an allied character with healing factor superpower would be damaged by an enemy attack, it spends 3. Reduce the amount of damage suffered to 1. Really good for Sabertooth, Wolverine, or Deadpool. I can't think of anyone else with healing factor. Who else has healing factor in Marvel? I'm sure there's people I'm forgetting. Answers on a postcard, by which I mean YouTube comment. I'm 8 years old. Weapon X program. Wolverine or Sabertooth may spend 3 to play this. This character is thrown small, it does not suffer damage if it collides with another character or terrain feature. Okay, it's almost fastball special. Almost. Not the Sabertooth, we want to initiate it really. Okay. So, the healthy side of Sabertooth. 4 threat, 6 health, large, long movement rather, size 3, 333 defense. Physical based, he likes doing bleed and pierce with his claw slash, which is a 2 range, 5 physical. Savage Predator has finisher on it if he gets a... Sorry, I need to move this closer to myself. A hit in a wild. After his attack is resolved, this character may make a claw slash attack. And you can reroll any number of attack dice. That's good. No mercy. During this next attack this character makes, add 1 for each damage the target has to a maximum of 3. Okay, pretty good. Untamed Force. When an attack, after an attack against his character is resolved, it may use his superpower. If it's within 2, you may make a claw attack. So he's got a counter. Aggressive. It's similar to Crossbones, as after an attack against his character is resolved in which it suffered damage, advance small towards the character, and he has healing factor 1. On his wounded side, he stays at 6 health. His base stats appear to be the same. He still has finisher, he still has bleed and pierce. I don't believe he changes. No, I don't believe he does. Okay. So now we have James Logan Howlett. 7 HP, medium move, size 2, 4 threat, 432 for his defenses. Adamantium Slash does bleed and pierce as well. It's essentially exactly the same as Claw Slash. Then he has his Berserker Barrage, which is almost the same as well. 1 less power, 1 more range, same attack dice as Savage Predator. For damage is dealt, move this character within 1 because you're chucking yourself at him. If this deals damage and the character is size 3 or less, it can be thrown small. Okay. The best at what I do is an action for 3. Immediately make a move followed by an Adamantium Slash. When making this attack, each wild counts as 2 successes. Very nice. Adamantium Skeleton. When determining if this character can be thrown or pushed, or colliding, etc., it counts as size 3. That's a little bit lame. I think they could have done more with the Adamantium Bones. He's immune to stun, and he has healing factor 2. He drops down to 5 HP on his wounded side. He loses 2 max HP. Defenses stay the same, and I believe his rules stay the same. And for some reason he's lost his hood. Oh, actually, it does change. There you go. Along with being immune to stun, he also gains immune to stagger. Oh, and you know what? He gets a new passive. He gets a passive, Wild Rage. Add 1 die to this character's attack rolls for each damage token it has. Additionally, this character cannot interact with or hold objectives. Ooh, on his wounded side he can't hold or contest. Or sorry, he can contest. He just can't hold them or interact with them. Because he goes nuts and starts clawing people. So assuming he was 1 away from death, he'd be chucking in 4 extra attack dice. So he could get up to an 11 on Berserker Barrage. That's interesting. That's scary. That's why his health drops so much. He keeps his healing factor, but you'd focus him down on his wounded side, I would imagine. Yeah, I think Wolverine is fairly statted for the power cost. He feels like a threat 4. Sabertooth probably does as well. Which also just further leads to my disappointment of Storm's stat card. I mean, I don't think she's statted for how much threat she is. She's 3 threat if I remember rightly. It's just she should be a 5 threat character. And she should be a lot more scary. But anyway, let me get this out of the way and we'll take a look at Cyclops and Storm. So here we are, and another interesting thing to note about Cyclops and Storm is they are both leaders of X-Men affiliation. If you ever take them both in the same team, you have to choose which one's leadership you get. Because they've both been leaders of the X-Men over the years. Cyclops has been dead for like 20 years, or was dead for like 20 years. I'm not sure if he's currently alive. Let's see, we have to pass judgment, of course. I think this might come with a mission based on some of the cardboard we're seeing there. There's an alternative head sculpt for Cyclops. I don't think Storm has any alternatives. More or less standard fare. I hope putting the lightning on the rocks and then the more lightning on the rocks into the base is a lot clearer than it is in the Enchantress instructions. Because trying to get her onto her like swirling vortex, the instructional picture is just not clear. The rest of this looks perfectly fine though. She looks like she should. I like this costume for her. It's just her stat card that kind of sucks. Cyclops. I'm not entirely even sure what that is. Oh, it's his base. He's standing on a bit of a broken... I always forget what they're called. Sentinel. Sentinel, I think. I believe that's what that is. So you can have him with his proper hood, and then you can have him like he is in the cartoon with his hair open. That's the version I'm used to. The Night Models Marvel Universe miniature only came with the hooded option. It was like pure comic book. It wasn't based on the cartoons at all. So the costume was quite different as well. I like this costume though. I grew up with the X-Men cartoon more than any. I didn't read many comics when I was a kid. It was all the cartoon tie-ins. Our usual bases. We don't need to look at those. We have our tiny Cyclops base. Again, I never expect to see issues looking at this. On the day it finally happens, I'll be shocked. And there's Storms. Looking forward to getting the lightning on the base. I wish Thor's base had like crackles of lightning built in like this. I feel like if he had an updated miniature, they would do something like that. Like if they ever do him with Stormbreaker or Stormbringer, whatever his large axe is called. Do that kind of thing, because it looks awesome having Storm just like shocking the base that she's on. Cardboard, we don't need that. We're on to the cards. Yeah, this has got to come with a mission. So let's try and gently get the cards out. Hang on. Come on now. They are in tight. There we are. I'm trying to get them out without damaging them, which is harder than you would think if you want the corners not to be dog-eared. X-Men affiliation tokens, some stuns because I'm sure Storm does that, and yeah, some lightning-esque tokens, which is presumably for a mission. So we have the Uncanny X-Men affiliation. It can be led by Cyclops or Storm, as I said. Wolverine, Beast, Cable, Domino, and Jean Grey. Now they did go on record on Twitter saying, don't worry, obviously this is going to change over time. There's going to be more mutants because people are like, where's Rogue, where's Gambit? Why is Domino in Uncanny X-Men and not X-Force, etc, etc. There'll be lots of X-Men affiliations down the line. This is just the first wave, so I am surprised that Gambit isn't included, but you know, I thought he was like a super fan favourite. An 18 threat secure. Mutant Madman turns city centre into lethal amusement park. Okay, that's a collection. It's like an Mad Libs rather. Place 4 traps. Target of opportunity as marked on map B. So that's the things there. 1 VP for each trap they're controlling during the cleanup phase. You can interact with a trap. Roll dice equal to your energy? No, physical defense. That's different. Get more wilds, crits and hits than the number of healthy contesting enemy characters, and you now control the trap. During a cleanup, each player controlling the trap chooses an enemy character within 2. The chosen character suffers 1 damage and gains 1 power. I don't know what that has to do with the X-Men. Maybe it's based on an episode or a comic story. So we have To Me My X-Men, which was the name of one of the Cyclops' abilities in the Marvel game by Night Models. First Class and Children of Atom. Up in Atom. So this is Uncanny X-Men, affiliated and active. Leadership ability can spend any number of power to play this. For each 1 spent, 1 allied Uncanny X-Men character may advance small towards his character. That is exactly the same as Cyclops' ability in the Marvel game by Night Models. It was a free move for nearby X-Men specifically towards him. I mean, that is what he's known for. First Class is also Uncanny X-Men reactive. At the start of the activation phase, an allied Uncanny X-Men player may play this card. Each Uncanny X-Men character does not have to spend power the first time they interact with an objective token this round. That's neat, that lets them get the power advantage early on. How much do you need to play it? Oh, this is just you play it. It doesn't cost anything to play. That's interesting. And Children of Atom with awesome art. Scott Drummond does good work as well. An Uncanny X-Men character may play this card. Remove all special conditions from this character. It gains 1 power for each special condition removed this way. It's to counter Hawkeye. Hawkeye and Green Goblin. Fun. Okay, so let's look at Cyclops. Threat 4, 6 health, medium move, 4-3-3 defense. Obviously, he's all about just death beams. He's got his Optic Blast, Optic Devastation, which is a beam 5. It's pretty amazing. His affiliation bonus, once per turn when an ally character declares an attack, but before it chooses an attack to use, any number of ally characters within 3 can spend 1 for each 1 power spent this way, reduce the power cost of the attacking character's attack to a minimum of 1. So it's like it's built around teamwork. That's what Cyclops' main shtick is. He's a field leader. Choose another character within 4 to move them small for 3 power though. Hit and run, we know what that is. We've seen it before. And then quick draw is the same as Hawkeye's or Bullseye's, whichever. You can attack someone who's about to attack you. Hawkeye has it as well. This specific version, I think. On his wounded side, he stays at 6 health. 4-3-3 still. His Optic Devastation stays the same. Yep. Hit and run, quick draw, field leader, and X-Men Blue. It doesn't look like he changes. Again, apologies if I never catch a slight change. Did any of his power values change? I don't believe so. I'll hold up. There's his healthy side. There's his unhealthy side. You can pause and let me know if there's any difference. So then the X-Men Gold leader, Storm, 3 threat, 5 health, 3-4-3 for defense. She can shoot lightning bolts, she can make blizzards that are beam 3, and she can hurricane around her, which is area 2, and you don't get cover from it either. And if any characters have the flight special rule, they take 1 extra damage, which is pretty neat. And then her bonus, once per round you can use this leadership ability if you're not holding an objective token. If you do choose an allied character within 2 of the active character, place the active character. Okay, so it's a movement thing as long as you're not holding an objective. Additionally, when an allied character is targeted by an attack and the attacker is not within 2, the allied character has cover. That is a really, really strong passive, that second part of that affiliation. Unless you're getting hit by stuff that ignores cover, of course. I have the Storm for 3 power. During the next action made by this character this turn, add 2 dice to the attack rolls. And then Tempest is a throw. Goddess of Storms, characters must be within 3 to target, so it's stealth basically. Although, because it's a different title than stealth, anything that bypasses stealth does not bypass Goddess of Storms. She flies and she is immune to shock, which is interesting. On her wounded side, she stays the same health, same defense. I believe her powers are the same: Ice Blizzard, Hurricane, Lightning Bolt, Tempest, Goddess of Storms. I think she stays the same. Like, it's not that she's weak. She seems quite good for a 3 threat. It's just I feel like she should have been a 5 threat and been like genuinely terrifying. Angela levels of terrifying is what I was looking for from Storm. But, you know, she will be usable in Wakanda lists, so that's good. Another character Wakandans can use to give them a bit more support. She's fine. She's fine. I was expecting better. And Cyclops, I think, is kind of perfect to his theme. So that is CP40 and CP41, majority good guys, if you ignore Sabertooth for now. Like I said at the top of the video, come back tomorrow, around the same time, and we'll be looking at Magneto, Toad, Mystique, and then Beast is also there. Thank you for watching this first of the X-Men unboxings for this month though. Until tomorrow, ta-ta for now.